In the beginning, there was curry, and in the end, there was death. Welcome back.
Why are we back if we're dead?
Well...
If we've been murdered by Chie-sensei, the true culprit!
I didn't say anything bad about curry.
I didn't either, no. I said many bad things about Chie's sprite design.
I said curry and then screamed.
Oh yeah, that did happen.
Maybe that was just euphoria washing over me.
Euphoria, that's a great novel. You should read that sometime. Anyway.
Is that a visual novel or is that a novel?
Yeah, it is a visual novel.
Can I just read some normal books up in here?
You wouldn't like it very much.
Why can't I just read The Disaster Artist by fucking Greg Sestero?
How do you know who that's by just off the top of your head?
Because I'm looking at it on my shelf over there and reading it.
Oh, I see.
That's why I was like leaning forward.
Trying to look past me. I should have blocked you. I should have played like a goalie, like trying to block you from getting the ball in. Well, anyway, welcome back. Welcome. More Higurashi. Third arc. We're having a good old time. Learning so many things about bentos.
We are indeed.
Yeah.
I'm not aggravated by the slice of life this time around.
Yay!
This is a bit more heartwarming rather than just
it is so heartwarming.
Weird, perverted,
Satoko's like,
or pervasive.
oh, you have the dumbest bento ever, Keiichi. She's like crying on the inside. It's adorable. I love her. What? Not as much as Renna though.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
I don't know. It's like the story is like it's definitely grabbing me more as we go on, which is why I'm still kind of on board with the slice of life now, rather than just being like, can we get it over with?
Oh my goodness, it's so good though.
Like it's not bad. It's just like at the start of the story there was too much of it all at once. That was the problem.
Sure.
And now that we've kind of had a bit more time to get to know the characters, now I'm actually okay with watching them just interact.
Sure.
In a relatively normal day.
Well, there's a bit more character drama in this opening, like which is good. He's learning. Ryukashi's learning that there's a learning process. He's learning how to like interject character development, like beyond just this is his character, but also like more stuff.
Kind of similar discussion to what we were having a short while ago. I don't remember how long ago it was.
Whenever it was.
Basically, like if this or Arc 2 was the like opening slice of life and we just slotted the introductions in here, would this be better or worse than the introduction we already got? Like it's difficult to say because it's not something that really could happen, just given the way that the story is paced. But like I feel like the writing is getting better as well as me getting more comfortable with the characters.
That said, I found that a lot of the like media that I really attach to is me that starts out kind of awful. Not to say that Arc 1 is awful, mind you, but like Arc, when I can watch a piece of media grow. There is a comic online called Elgunish Shive. It's a really great time. I don't imagine you've read it, or many people have read it, but it's this wacky kind of character OC driven mess of like gender flipping and magic and science, and it makes no sense. But it starts out just very simply. You can barely like read the drawings, and by now the artist has been doing it for like 6 years or something, and the art's like fantastic. But yeah, like media that I can see this progression in, and I can map it out, and they've done commentary about and all that sort of thing, I really attach to. I feel like I'm growing with the artist.
I would agree with that. I tend to connect better with things that I see develop as I'm going. Like, don't get me wrong, a good product from start to finish is still
good,
better in a lot of ways, but
there's charm to it though.
Yeah, I don't connect with it. I don't feel like I'm along for the journey so much as I'm witnessing a journey. On the other hand though, like if a story gets worse over time, then I hate it so much more than if it's just bad consistently.
When you see authors start to make the same mistakes over and over again, but repeat themselves and never fixing that.
Ooh.
Whoa, that's why we will never read Arc 7 of Higurashi.
Ow.
There's too many repetitions. We imploded from the number of repetitions.
I think that's true.
Yeah, it makes sense to me. But anyway, good to continue. This has been story time, talking about artist's journey.
Yeah, I think the other thing is, at the moment, like, I feel like now that I have an expectation for when the slice of life is going to end, like 8 or 9 videos in.
Sure.
I'm not like, oh god, is this gonna end eventually? Like, I kind of have a rough idea of how things are gonna pace out.
Yeah, for sure.
Which means I have a bit more of an expectation that in the end, my selfish request was readily granted.
What was your selfish request?
He wanted them to go shopping and cook with him, you know.
You want to go shopping?
Because we're doing the whole family dynamic with Satoko and Rika.
I guess they want to go shopping too. I want to go shopping with you too, but you wouldn't let me.
Satoko muttered complaints under her breath, quite merrily.
Yay!
She came with me to the store.
Quite merrily.
Rika-chan didn't come with us.
Oh.
She said she had a thing she wanted to do or something. I'm glad,
guess I'll just get a drink then.
Keiichi's paying attention to his friends.
Yeah.
You remember when you were saying how wonderful it was that Rika was getting screen time?
I know. Bye, Rika. Thanks for coming.
Don't worry. I'm sure she'll get her moment in the sun.
Hopefully. In the moon.
Yep. Literally being cooked alive by the sun.
Yep. With her hair floating out behind her.
Mm-hmm. I believed her when she told me, but when I really thought about it, I started to think maybe she was being considerate towards Satoko in her own way. Without Rika-chan here, Satoko was prouder and more loquacious than ever.
Loquacious?
Loquacious?
Oh, what does that mean?
I don't know. This is actually like the first word in the
posh,
This is the first word in the entire story that I.
Alright, I'll race you to it.
That you'll beat me.
No, I won't.
Yes, you will.
Okay.
Because I put my phone down.
You've given up. How dare you?
I know.
Loquacious. Let's find out what it means.
Let's find out
what it means. You do all the voices.
Do you understand? Supermarkets will put things on sale when it gets near closing time. For example, you can't have a stir fry without some pork, and if we wait a little longer, it'll be marked half off. They can't sell meat or fish once it's not fresh anymore, so they make it all cheaper in a last-ditch effort not to have anything left over. Of course, every veteran housewife is familiar with this concept, and when we get close to happy hour like we are now...
So, loquacious means talkative.
There you go. Could have inferred it from this page. Tell you what, there's nothing quite like going down to meat markets at the end of a day when it's just cheap as fuck and being like, I will get all of this.
All of these cheap things, yeah.
Sydney fish markets, fantastic in the afternoon.
Really?
Go down there after work, get a bit of fish, cook us up some fish, get some barramundi.
I'm not big into fish, I'll be honest. I do fishing though. I went fishing with the family a couple times. A lot, actually.
Such a country boy.
So I'll eat fish that I catch myself, but I won't buy fish.
I see. It's all about the
experience. What?
The spirit.
The spirit.
You know, like the last thing that we just.
You know what's great though is that fishing is not as exciting as it is ever portrayed. It's literally hours of sitting out in the middle of the water with like a book and just waiting.
Isn't that the vibe you're there for?
No, absolutely. But like the spirit in this case is a little different. It's not quite the high energy spirit that Keiichi seems to be imagining.
And I wasn't really listening to her.
Wow.
But she was telling me all this quite proudly.
Loquaciously.
Every time I seemed surprised at something or made an affirmative grunt in place of conversation, Satoko would say, "You don't know anything, do you, Keiichi-san?"
No.
And smile very happily in spite of her complaints.
Oh.
She led me by the hand to all sorts of stalls, one after the other.
Big Mama Satoko.
Big Mama Satoko.
Ah.
She was in such a supreme mood that just being with her cheered me up.
Even the narration is taking on a Satoko vibe. This is great.
Merely being pulled into Satoko's pace was a lot of fun.
Hey, why don't we just go with this economy size pack? Oh, there's a real good-looking one with cheese in it over here.
Yeah, cheese!
Keiichi-san, you have no financial sense. Look at this. It's over our budget. We don't have enough money.
Satoko pushed a handful of receipts in my face.
Why can't Satoko do these kinds of mental calculations when she's at school? Josh, should we buy a load of the normal ones or a few of the better stuff with cheese in it? It's quite troubling. I don't think that was... What? Oh my god, he is starting to speak like Satoko.
Oh my god.
Calm down. For boys at your age, it's wiser to choose quantity over quality.
Yes, calm down. I keep telling him to calm down.
Satoko, you're being too strict. A man's heart desires both quality and quantity. Why can't you understand that with my bottomless wallet?
He just wants everything from me. Ugh.
No matter the size of a man's heart, his wallet won't be any bigger, I swear. Hey, stop clinging to the glass so stubbornly.
After enjoying ourselves in such an exchange, we started to hear energetic voices coming from over by the butchers we visited earlier. I could see a handful of housewives flooding the place.
Oh no! If we don't hurry, all the half-off pork will be gone! Don't pull me! Don't pull on my neck.
Just like fucking choking him and dragging him along the floor.
Yeah.
Satoko really seemed like she was having fun. She looked like a kid who had grabbed her family's hands while running towards an amusement park attraction.
Oh.
In the end, the bag of pork we obtained was so normal that it almost hurt. What? But I knew that it would taste absolutely delicious.
Just get the cheap thing, it's fine.
Cicadas had come out at some point and the Higurashi was singing in chorus. The air was so clear and it felt so good. Our silhouettes were stretching out onto the ground, made for a really wonderful picture. We'd filled our bicycle baskets to the brim with our shopping bags. They only contain ingredients and various other foodstuffs. Even so, every last thing packed into them sort of looked really happy and made me feel really happy and Terran. Going shopping for dinner seems pretty sensible too. Makes you enjoy your meals. Can't wait to eat. That's a part of cooking for yourself as well. Dinner starts while you're shopping for it.
I agree.
I'm so excited for this. Vegetable stir fry isn't even in my mom's cookbook. Never get to eat it unless we go out to a Chinese place, so I'm really looking forward to it today. That is indeed a pity. Then today I'll present you an especially tasty dish.
I'm really struggling to resist the temptation to just call him peasant every time I speak to Satoko.
Look, if you feel the need, just go ahead. All right, that's what I do.
Normally right about now was the time I'd start messing with her, but I didn't.
Because you're a cutie.
Yeah, I bet you'll end up making something really great. I'm really looking forward to it.
Aw.
She stammered for a second. Satoko
Pat her on the head.
had been prepared for me to start making fun of her right then too, and when it didn't come, she was surprised.
Pat her on the head.
Or maybe she stammered for some other reason. I don't know.
Pat her on the freaking head.
But I immediately knew she wasn't feeling anything bad.
Come on.
Yes, I'll deliver an extraordinarily delectable dish. You'd better look forward to it.
Peasant.
Don't. It doesn't fit the mood of the scene, Ben.
It does!
It doesn't!
Adorable peasant.
Satoko and I rode back on our bikes, I had a thought. Was I this sort of person? Till now I would have lashed back at Satoko right away if she did something to me. Yeah, that's the kind of relationship we had. We'd poke at each other a little and kick up a storm while nitpicking at each other. At some point that had changed. We weren't playing our usual tit for tat. I didn't provoke her, so we didn't fight. I went for Satoko too. Satoko, who I thought I knew, hadn't been like this until now. Our relationship was changing little by little. It's what it felt like. But it wasn't something I had to worry about. It was like our relationship had become a little bit happier, a little bit more charming. I wonder why we changed like this. Was she lonely and projecting her older brother Satoshi, who hadn't returned home, onto me? Riki-chan told me about that yesterday. That was probably exactly it. So as my actions drew closer to Satoshi, Satoko was returning to how she'd been when she was happily living with her brother. In other words, this Satoko was the real Satoko. Satoko had been able to see her brother again, and had finally gone back to normal. Now that I'd been playing the role of her brother, I'd discovered that she really could smile so sweetly. But I wasn't Satoshi Hojo. I was Keiichi Maebara, a totally different person. I couldn't become her brother. I could come close, but I could never really get there. I was vaguely, somehow, a little sad. I was wearing Satoshi's mantle, and that would have to come off one day. That would doubtlessly put an end to this meager, nostalgic, peaceful time of Satoko's. A limited tranquility. Tranquility that would end one day. Putting it in those terms, it was really sad. Shook my head firmly and drove off those pointless thoughts. Pointless thoughts!
Definitely not relevant to anything.
Nope, nothing is gonna be important about this.
Don't worry about that. Forget about his brother.
Yeah, especially caring for your friends, irrelevant.
Who needs to care about friends when you have guns like these?
Oh! You reckon Keiichi works out?
Fuck no.
Nope.
He's so lazy.
He's so slack.
No.
Keiichi seems like the kind of kid, if he was in one of my classes, I'd rip into him.
Of course you would.
I'd get that man into shape.
And he'd tell you exactly why you don't need to rip into him, and he'd go around in circles, but he'd be very convincing.
No, you see, people try that.
Ah.
I don't believe it.
You haven't tried it with Keiichi, though.
I haven't.
Maebara Keiichi, he would run you around.
If Ryukishi wants to write a script for me to read of Keiichi rebuking me as I try to rebuke him,
yes,
I'd be down for that.
And then because Ryukishi's writing it, Ryukishi would make Keiichi win.
Yep, and then I can tell him he's wrong.
What's the matter, Keiichi-san? Sorry, it's nothing. If it's nothing, then please don't act all strange like that. It makes me worried that you might have eaten something rotten.
Yeah.
Yes, because everything he's eaten in the last day has been your cooking, so...
Oh no, you're trying to kill him.
All of this self-deprecation.
Satoko, no.
Right. Sorry, Satoko. Nagging like always, but she still seemed really happy. That mood of hers drew me in, putting a smile on my own face.
Oh.
Hey, Keiichi Maebara. Why don't we quit thinking about this and having to end one day?
It never will.
If it will, then just think about it when that happens.
It'll never end.
I'm sure nothing
bad will happen. Ryukishi, I'm looking at you.
There was one thing, however, I could say for sure. As long as I smiled like this, Satoko's own smile would never wane.
Yeah.
So as long as I stayed this way, this tranquility would never end.
Yeah.
Satoshi would come back one day too. It might happen a lot further away than I'd like, but till that day, what's wrong with me being a replacement for him? Saying that I'm not her real brother so I can't become Satoshi, that was just an excuse. I didn't run away. So if I just didn't run away, Satoko would stay happy and live a fun life of annoyed nitpicking.
Yeah, just don't run away, don't do anything silly, you'll be fine.
Nothing will go wrong.
Nothing will go wrong.
I don't know what happened to Satoshi or what made him abandon Satoko and run away, but just seeing Satoko in such a good mood made me think I could persevere as long as I needed to. So this is what I thought. Wouldn't become Satoshi, I'd become a replacement brother.
Yeah, don't try and become someone else. It doesn't end well.
It doesn't.
This is it. This is the kind of stir fry I was waiting for. It's great. It's absolutely great. Salt and pepper in the broth. Man, I could eat an entire pot of this. Stop that, Keiichi-san. You're spilling food everywhere. Food isn't gonna run away. You don't need to eat it so fast. No, it will run away. Best and freshest flavors are running away from me the moment the meal is completed. If you were to make 100 delicious things, then I'd have a duty to taste every one of them. It's just good manners to do so.
Yeah, you heard him.
Your feelings are more than enough, so calm down and enjoy your food. You're right, I'm sorry. No insults here. I meekly scratched my head and then put down my chopsticks and laughed along with her like it was funny. Ended up doing most of the eating. Sadako was barely taking a bite. She seemed satisfied by just watching me enjoy the food so much. Whenever I filled my mouth with more of her delicious meal, Sadako looked glad. They let me enjoy the food even more. In this way, she kept smiling happily the whole time. Looking at her made me really happy as well. The time passed softly and gently. Before, I would have gone back and forth hurling insults with Sadako. In other words, we would have gotten into a fight right away. I'd never known I could feel such a peace of mind by talking to her honestly like this. A little bit happy about having discovered this new side of Sadako.
It's amazing how talking to people can just work sometimes.
What do you mean? You don't learn about people the more you talk with them and spend time with them and do things that they like and you like.
Yeah, I know. It's
discover
so
shared interests.
strange.
It's
How does that even work?
Keiichi, I love you, baby.
For example, I was eating food Sadako had made. There wasn't an inch of me that thought it was suspicious. Before, however, Sadako would have definitely put some sort of trap into it like this. I think I ate too much. I'm gonna take a dump.
Oh, that's so rude.
Hey, Keiichi-san, it's bad manners to say such words during a meal.
Yeah, you tell him.
Then what should I say? I'm going to the bathroom?
Yes.
The toilet? The lavatory?
Yes.
The dunny?
No. Shut up, Jerry.
Shut up, Jerry.
Sadako looked down, her face bright red, and pointed down the hallway as if to say, just go already.
Yeah.
Oops, my old habit seemed to have come back, but yeah. This wasn't all that bad either. No weird schemes, everything is just natural. While having such utterly unguarded thoughts, I went to the bathroom.
Tug.
My foot caught on something string-like.
Huh?
Whoa! Banker slam, KO! Rattle, rattle! Whoa!
A kettle? Wash tubs? Sadako!
Got him.
She got me. I can't believe her. She always does this when I let my guard down.
I hope it's just his
can't
mess.
relax for a minute around
I
her.
hope it's just his awful mess.
Still, it's kind of funny. I didn't really feel like getting angry. Sadako, laughing uproariously, came over. See, I knew you'd fall for it sooner or later. Why, you little? Let my guard down for 1 second and this is what I get.
Picked up all the wash tubs that had hit me on the head and
Aw.
went to go hit Sadako with them. But then I doubled over with the laughter that had been welling up within me, so I couldn't manage it.
Wish things could go on forever like this.
They will. Nothing will go wrong.
It's not like there's a deadline at the end of this story.
No, there's no deadlines.
It's not like I was having the most fun since coming to Hinamizawa or anything. But it was probably the first time that I spent my day so simply and comfortably. It really wasn't worth much. It was only a few hours after all. As an only child, it was my first taste of having a sibling. Just washing dishes with her felt really nice. Side by side, we washed with the experienced Sadako doing most of the work as I threw in it appropriate words to add to the conversation.
Threw inappropriate words to add to the conversation.
Yeah, he threw inappropriate words.
Threw inappropriate words.
At the wall and they smashed.
That's right.
Yeah.
The scene was so commonplace and yet so mild and warm.
Maybe I'd felt this kind of warmth before too in the past. I think I've stood next to the sink with my mother like this when I was little. Made me feel nostalgic when I remembered it. It was this same sort of slow, easy time. Tranquil. Such quiet tranquility that, in fact, I wasn't uneasy about anything itself almost made me uneasy. Hey, wait, Keiichi Maebara. Feel uneasy about something just for spending time so leisurely.
Yeah.
It's nothing at all to feel uneasy about.
Yeah.
I mean, why would I be punished for enjoying a gentle life?
Stop being uneasy, Felix. Stop feeling uneasy about this story.
I do anything.
You can't stop me, Ben. You can't stop me.
Stop feeling uneasy.
I do anything to keep these days going. I'd never do anything bad, no matter what. I'll work hard for it and endure much for it. Oh God, it's not.
It's happening!
The phone.
What is it? What is interrupting this tranquil night of peace and love?
It's not much of a dream to want this kind of thing to keep going on, but can't you grant it?
Who is it?
I've officially become traumatized by phones.
I know.
Is that not the telephone? Who could it be at this hour?
Is that not the
What
telephone?
peasant could be calling? Huh? Oh, you're right. Hadn't noticed until she mentioned it.
I noticed.
Telegram!
I hurried to stand up and ran to the phone.
A telegram has arrived for us, Keiichi.
Who could it be at a time like this? It feel a little like the phone had interrupted my happy moment. I still wanted to brag about how happy the time I was spending made me, no matter who was on the other
You
side.
gotta be Renner.
Hello, this is my bar speaking.
Hello, Keiichi? It's your mother!
Sure.
Alright, that's not too bad.
Oh, hello, mother.
Yes, it is your mother!
What is it?
Well, I'm quite lonely.
It's pretty late. A little cold of me when she was only calling because she was worried about her son.
Is that what she's calling? How do you know that?
That's
Is
rather
it riddle over the
presumptive of you.
phone?
Oh my god, it's genetic.
Oh, that makes sense.
Alrighty.
I couldn't help but give myself a dry smile.
It sounds like you're doing just fine for yourself. I was worried you couldn't make dinner and went to bed hungry. You found yourself some kind of maidservant.
This is a very presumptive family.
It is.
Nah, it worked out.
Did you make dinner properly? What did you have tonight?
It was a vegetable stir fry, rice and miso soup. Bought stuff right at the supermarket plus a whole bunch of side dishes just for fun. Oh yeah, listen to this. I got the pork during the sale and got it half off. Oh, things a housewife knows, right? And also, well, if that was thanks to Satoko and not something I should be proud about. But still, I couldn't help but want to boast about dinner tonight.
Oh.
Seemed like Mom got the hint I was in a really good mood. Hint?
I see. I'm so relieved that you're doing just fine. Oh yes, another thing. Your dad and I finished up with our job. We think we'll be back tomorrow afternoon or evening.
Oh, I see.
Oh, he's heartbroken. You did well for 2 nights. We've been pulling all-nighters too. It was a lot of work, but we managed to fill the gap on your dad's mentor's event.
Cool, that's good. Well done. Why did my parents coming home seem so disappointing? You know, a little bit of the reason, of course. Tranquility I never wanted to end was about to end so readily, and it was just a little painful. After being asked what kind of souvenir I wanted from Tokyo and replying that anything edible would be great, I put down the receiver and Satoko appeared, having finished cleaning up her trap.
Have you ever felt that way when, like, your parents are away for a week or something? Or you got the house yourself?
My family is way too organized to like be like, oh, we're coming back early.
Yeah.
So I know exactly when it's impending.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know, there's something nice about, like, oh, you know, I'm like 12 years old and my parents are going off to a hotel for a business trip or whatever, and you're like, I'm the master of my own mansion, you know? You ever do that when you were a kid?
Nah, not really.
That's boring. I did all the time.
I'm a boring child.
Yeah.
Such a city kid.
I know, right? Come live in the country, we'll toughen you up.
It'll toughen me
You
up.
have to look after freaking sheep. When you're like 16 years old.
When I was in the US a few months ago, I was down on the waterfront in like New Orleans, just like looking at the sunset, like setting over land, which is weird for us here in Sydney because like normally it sets out over the water. And I was just like looking at that sunset, like, damn, this is the last time I'm going to see the sunset in the United States, like for an indeterminate amount of time.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like
the end.
I can definitely vibe with the feeling, but not in this context.
Yeah.
But when she saw me put down the receiver with an uncertain expression, her own clouded over a bit.
No, don't cloud over.
Seemed like she'd gotten the gist of what my phone conversation had been about. Is that your parents, Keiichi-san? Yeah, Mom says they'll be back tomorrow.
Oh.
Oh, that's good then. I won't have to go to the trouble of making you dinner tomorrow. Now you can enjoy meals with just your family. That's not it. When I think about the dull, plain dinner table coming back tomorrow, it's a little lonely.
Yeah, those parents, they're dumb. Cooking
You
food
sure do
for
live
me?
in luxury. A family sitting around a dinner table is the most fun way to enjoy a meal of all.
Yeah.
Her brother Sadashi running away from home came to mind immediately. There's no gloom in the way she said it.
Be more selfish, Keiichi.
It's only for 2 days, but they were very enjoyable dinners. Well, then next time I'll go to your house to visit.
Oh, you might
Shit.
mix them up.
I definitely did. I'm just
That's
gonna
right.
scrap it.
It was only for 2 days, but they were very enjoyable dinners. Well then, next time I'll go to your house to visit. Huh? Sadako momentarily made a happy smile, but then a second later it changed to an expression of surprise. My house is small and it's dirty. Rika stinks. And the kitchen isn't as good as this one.
Wow, I see how it is. All right, then. You're getting poison in your food.
Well, I don't mind, but, well, if you don't want it, then I won't. Sadako shook her head firmly, whole body expressing denial. I gotta get you to teach me a whole bunch more stuff, too. Finally managed to figure out how to use a rice cooker and how to cook miso soup after all. That's right, isn't it? Perhaps we should use this opportunity to have you learn more about cooking.
So like Satoko to take this chance to proclaim it was all for my sake. There's no way to conceal her own enthusiasm. It was true that this gentle time would come to an end when my parents got back. There's no need to lament that, though. I can easily put in the effort to continue our mild moments like this.
Mild moments.
Like yesterday, Satoko told me she didn't need to be escorted home. Rika-chan wasn't with her tonight. She'd be going home by herself. Everyone knew everyone else's faces here in Hinamizawa. So it wasn't like it was dangerous to go out at night, but it still wasn't good to send a girl out all the way on her own. Satoko gonna disappear?
No, she'll be fine.
Come on!
Oh, she did that last arc. She's fine. Don't worry about her. No one's disappearing. It's
but
fine.
it could happen and it makes me excited.
She's so happy. She's not disappearing.
At the very least, that's what I thought as Satoko's older brother.
Yeah.
I'll take you as far as the school at least. There's more lights over in that direction anyway.
Yeah, be safe, kids.
It's really fine, alright? If someone bad shows up, I'll take them down with one finger.
Or
And lions!
Oh boy.
There's no point in pressing her any more on the subject, so I took a handful of Satoko's hair and rubbed her head vigorously. Come on, Satoko, don't complain so much. Your Nini will bring you a part of the way there. It's just what I was about to say when I suddenly got embarrassed and my voice trailed off. Nini could only be the nickname Satoko gave to her older brother, and nothing else. I was about to use it pretty lightly, so I started to feel apologetic and a little ashamed.
Nini.
Huh? What did Satoko just say?
Well, Keiichi-san just seemed like an older brother. That's what I said. It's not quite right. You seem kind of alike, so I just...
Satoko laughed awkwardly and turned red in the face. Of course, I was embarrassed when I saw her too, because the fact I was trying to act like her brother had gotten across. Warm feeling spread out from my chest. It was completely different from romantic feelings or any of the more impatient emotions. It was much more graceful, quiet, and warm, and calm.
Yay.
Satoko. Still needed her Nini. I initially thought of Rika-chan as being sly for not coming today. When I thought about it like this, I could feel a kind of thoughtfulness of her worrying about a good friend's feelings. Maybe Rika-chan had understood that she couldn't play the part of the brother herself. So then... No, let's stop there, Keiichi Maebara. No point in thinking about it so hard. It means everyone feels the same way. It means everyone wants Satoko to be happy. Satoko's just acting as though her Nini running away from home didn't bother her at all. Even though that wasn't actually the case. She was very sad and always waiting for him to come home. Because Satoko was a stable person when she was his sister. In order for her to really be this level-headed, having a brother was something she couldn't do without. In other words, Satoko still needed her brother. Nobody had the right to smile it away as childish immaturity. In fact, they deserve praise for being so close to each other as siblings. The role of brother should be played by her real Nini, by Satoshi, but unfortunately he wasn't here. So since I am here, I'll play the part. And not with a guilty conscience, but in a very natural way. Because... Is there something wrong with seeing Satoko smile so happily?
No, nothing wrong.
What is it, Keiichi-san? You've been smirking for quite a while now.
It's like fucking half an hour later.
He's just been lost, like his eyes have glazed over.
Is it weird for me to look happy?
Yes.
It isn't weird or anything, but I can read your face. We've been over this.
It's gone telepathic.
The sounds of the motor on her bike light was too loud and I couldn't hear what Satoko said.
Fucking motor-powered lights?
Apparently, it's pretty great.
Batteries don't exist in the 1980s.
No, who needs those?
What? What did you say?
Nothing. Really, I just like Nini, you know. Keiichi-san.
Is this a new track? No, this is not.
Oh, we've had this one earlier.
Is that right?
Of course, you're completely different from my real Nini, but, like, there's things that you do the same. It's really a mystery.
Same. Do you feel lonely when you remember Nini? As I said that, I thought for a moment that was absolutely the wrong thing to say, but Satoko didn't seem to mind one bit.
It's not that I'm lonely, since Keiichi-san is being my Nini for me right now.
Well, as I was flustered for a moment or hitting the mark, Satoko suddenly asked me a question in a calm voice. A very quiet, composed, and adult question.
Was it Rika?
It was quiet, but her voice sounded lonely somehow.
Didn't Rika ask you to act like my Nini for me?
Is that what you think?
Please don't take offense. Rika's strangely considerate of me. It really doesn't bother me that much.
I could say for sure that at least was a lie. Yesterday and today, Satoko had been so happy spending time like this with me as siblings. Now it's proof itself that she was lying about it not getting to her. So I gave Satoko a light poke in the head. You're thinking too much, dummy. I'm me, Keiichi Maebara. I'm not your Nini, not Satoshi Hojo.
I know that.
Despite her saying that, her expression seemed a little lonesome. At this point, Satoko herself had realized that her question had been the wrong thing to say. We didn't need to keep talking about something that Satoko regretted. So in order to cut the conversation short, I grabbed Satoko's head to pet her. Let's not talk about silly things like that. It's getting late, so get back home, brush your teeth, and go to bed. And rinse your mouth before sleeping, too. Keep you from getting a cold.
You want to talk, Nini? Be sure to brush your teeth, okay? Rinse your mouth and wash your hands, then get books ready for tomorrow. And...
Wonder what kind of siblings Satoko and Satoshi were. Never seen them together, but I could say without a doubt that they were really close. As for the way in which they were close, it was probably quite like this. So cool that the day's heat seemed like a lie, and yet the moonlight somehow was faintly warm. The quiet chorus of the insects was pleasing to the ears.
Is that the end? Nothing's happening. There it is!
Yay.
Ah,
Adorable.
lovely,
I love
short,
them.
cute chapter.
Look after them, they're adorable. Oh my god.
Do we get tips? Let's see the tips. Come on, the
probably.
tips. Come on.
You're so, like, hurried to
Yeah,
get to
we
the
go.
tips.
Intermediate
Yay,
traps.
more traps.
Oh no.
I'm ready. Let's see if we figure out who's talking this time.
I hope
Achievement
so.
unlocked. Trials and tribulations.
and tribulations.
There you go.
View.
It's like something I would say.
New
Sadako
tips.
would say. Let's do it.
It's what seems to be said at school.
no. I'm scared. Oh, yay, it's the boys.
I could see Tamada-kun and Nakamura-kun walking over to the gym storehouse. They needed to get the bag of lime used to make the lines in the court for our next gym class. They were on duty today after all, but in that storehouse a terrible trap was awaiting them.
Oh, no.
Being on this side of the trap for once is really thrilling.
If you realize that is the true pleasure in setting up a trap, then you have potential yourself, Keiichi-san.
Oh my goodness. She's gonna teach him how to make traps.
The two of them fumbled around with the gym storehouse's lock. Oh, what's this? Nakamura-kun pointed at a part of the door and started whispering to Tamada-kun. Then realizing something, they both jumped away from the door.
Oh, Sadako, I think they found out. Did we mess up?
No, there's like 12 traps.
I calculated they would notice the trap at the entrance. And of course, I've calculated what action they will take now.
Through a window. Oh boy.
According to Sadako, after they noticed the suspicious trap on the door, they would go around to try to get through the back window.
Yay! Here we go.
And just as she'd prophesized, they went around to the back. And just as she'd prophesized, they climbed up, opened the window, and tried to sneak in. And on the third day, Sadako
What? Sadako rose from the dead.
rose from the dead. That's
What?
right. That's what this all is about. Sadako is actually just Jesus.
That makes sense to me.
And this story is just her resurrecting and trying to fix the days.
Bringing the prophecy together. Yeah. There you go.
Nothing could be more true.
Makes sense to me.
Wow, amazing. Everything's exactly like you said. We got them.
Ah!
I'm just picturing Sadako's monologue being something like the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock movies.
Yes. And
First
then I saw
strike.
that they would do this.
First strike to the chest.
Yeah.
Ribs broken.
Sadako, no.
An explosion of pure white lime burst out of the window.
White lime to the chest.
After a few moments, the two of them managed to crawl away from the window, both of them completely white.
Oh no.
It's just the moment I live for. Tastes like honey.
But still, that was some trap. You'd have to have known everything to set something like that up. Where'd they put their hands, their legs, where they jump down?
Didn't you see the flashback? Or the flash forward?
Listen carefully, Keiichi-san. The first step to making a trap is to watch and observe the victim. You must scrupulously predict their movement patterns, how they'll move at any given moment.
Oh boy.
You do that, then you can achieve the greatest possible results with only the most minimal trap.
Come to think of it, before Sadako read the final move at that final moment earlier, Mion had given her high praise, saying she had the makings of a genius. So it's all about reading the opponent, so then the traps you've caught me in before, they work because you figured out everything I'd do.
Yes,
Yes! Yes, your lordship, I can see right through all your actions.
It's been a while since my voice has done that.
Are you okay, master?
Yes, Lord Megatron.
Wonderful. Wait. Yep. Those are awful movies, don't watch them.
Which ones? The Michael Bay ones?
Yes, wait.
Fucking fantastic.
Are they?
Yeah, because they're terrible, and that's the good
So
thing.
bad they're good. Right, I see. Linkin Park really sells it.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, that really sold Linkin Park, depending on who you ask.
Well, there you go.
yes, I can see right through all your actions, and that's how I set them up. I don't change anything because you're so dumb you walk straight into all of them. So if
That's
one
true.
day you suddenly started having different habits and behavior, I wouldn't be able to anymore.
If you grew a few brain cells.
Bragging that she could anticipate everything I do. That was kind of mean.
Yeah.
Okay, then let's play a game now. Want to test whether your predictions are accurate?
Yeah, that's fine with me. Keiichi-san, you're particularly easy to get a read on. I can do it before breakfast.
When we went back to the classroom, Satoko tore off pieces of paper and wrote something on the back of them, making 3 cards. Of course, I didn't know what she'd written.
Please pick one of the cards, Keiichi-san. If you do not pick one that says you're a loser, you'll win.
Ah, great, you're on. The club has built up my sensitivity to this stuff, so I'll smash right through your predictions.
They all say you're a loser.
Of course. Sadako smirks and holds out the 3 cards. There's this classic moment. From the WWE where one of the wrestlers, Kurt Angle, comes up to another wrestler and he's like, they've been kind of having this on and off rivalry, and they're like, oh hey Kurt, look, I found all of these great moments from your career, and he's holding up the pictures, and on the back of them it's like, you suck, you're awful. And he's like flipping away the photos, and you know, the camera can see it.
Yeah, it's flipping it over. Yeah,
It reminds me of this.
That's what's happening right now. Satoko is a WWE wrestler.
God, that's terrifying.
And she'd make a good go of it.
Sadako smirks and holds out the 3 cards.
The Trap Master.
Oh.
Right.
Set your mind to full power by calming it, Keiichi Maebara. Cool and collected is how you... Fuck, I pressed the...
Ah! You got yourself! You played yourself, fool! Caught by the Trap Master Satoko in an arm lock!
I love how excited you get about this.
Yeah, I do. Everything makes me excited. That's my gimmick.
You know what? That's true. Never stop being yourself.
Yeah, be yourself, ladies and gentlemen.
Just
that's the lesson we're learning.
Be yourself and never speak
If you
to
want to
anyone.
if you want to be a homicidal maniac, wow. If you want to be a homicidal maniac or a trap master, you go for it. If you want to be a trap, 10 points. 10 out of 10 points.
If I don't pick the losing one, I'll win. People die when they kill.
Shout out to Fate.
Which means if I do pick it, Satoko will win.
In other words, Satoko wants to make me pick the losing one. What would she do to make sure I pick the losing one?
Make them all losing.
Could she even predict something like that? Statistically speaking, isn't there some rule that says I'm more likely to pick one in the middle or one's on either side? Then it just hits me like a flash. This is what Mion would do.
Now which one will you pick?
I've made my decision, and it is this one.
Oh no.
Huh? What are you doing?
I steal all 3 cards from Satoko's hands. I predicted what Satoko would do in advance. Satoko wanted to make sure I'd pick the losing one, which meant all 3 of these were losing ones. And that's how I knew. Allow me to look at all 3. I flip all 3 cards face up, and on each one there's a single word. You're a loser. What is this? You're...
Huh? It means just what it says. If you'd only chosen one, you wouldn't have lost.
That's awful.
What? Then you predicted that I'd draw all 3! Ah!
Keiichi, please.
I held my head in my hands and fainted as Satoko revealed the might of her abilities. Her
Rebel.
shrill laughter...
Don't worry about it. Keep going.
Her shrill laughter echoed throughout the classroom.
Reveled! She reveled her abilities! Get out of life. Oh.
Wrong.
You know what?
Reveled.
You know what?
Reveled
I'll take it
in
back.
her
Cut
ability.
this. You know what? I just thought it said revealed the might.
I'm not cutting this because
God
it was
damn
speaking
it!
over the top of me.
Ah!
So now this has to be in here as people realize what a mistake
Ah!
we made. 5 points to Ryukoshi.
I've done
5
Keiichi.
points.
Ah! I'm ashamed.
And then there was a poof as lime powder came down upon Satoko's
You gotta
head.
cut that. You gotta cut yourself screwing up and on me.
Of course I am.
Son of a bitch.
I looked to see Tomonika and Nakamura-kun, all in white, dumping a whole bag of lime powder on her, getting their revenge.
Oh, Joe! You're the only one who could have set up a trick like that!
Well, excuse me, would you happen to have any proof?
Any proof?
And I'd like it if you didn't call me something so inelegant. Peasant! A trick. I prefer you call it something more refined. A trap, please.
Payback time! Ooh.
Ah! Keiichi-san, help me!
Oh, don't help her! Ooh. Lime powder everywhere!
Violence in this school.
It's great.
Our underclassmen crashed around the classroom in furious combat, getting white lime everywhere. Oh no.
That's a mess.
That is a mess.
Who's cleaning that up?
Satoko, why couldn't you see this coming exactly? At the time I hadn't seen something coming too though. The teacher coming to me afterward and giving us all a stern talking to.
Oh, God. Way
Man,
to
if
go.
this was the intermediate course, I'm excited for the hard one.
I think you mean the expert course.
Well, it's probably going to be hard, then expert, then master, then
I don't think there'll be that many.
then copper, then
bronze.
then silver, then gold, then platinum.
What about steel?
diamond.
What about the steel league?
That's just what you stab people with in the mid-level traps.
Oh, I see. That's where the garottes come in handy. The steel garottes.
I can't wait for just the final section of this entire arc to just be Satoko like listing off her trap machinations in the same way that Mion did last. It's gonna be last
great.
arc.
It's gonna be great. I can't wait for Satoko to be a murderer. It's gonna be great.
Just like I
set up a belay wire on the far side of the ravine and pulled my parents across it. What? What? And then Rika's family, I set up ropes tying them to the bottom of the swamp and dragged them to their deaths.
This makes sense to me. Alright, we'll see you all next time.